we going, Ellie?
To Dr. Jill's.
Oh, to Dr. Jill? Do you know what Dr. Jill is?
A doctor.
A chiropractor.
It helps your back feel good.
Okay, here we go. So hi there. Can you say hello?
Hello,
What's your name?
Ellie.
Ellie, where are we today?
At Dr. Jill, but her puppy is not going to me because he doesn't want.
He's in there watching. Is he in there watching her work right now?
I want him to come to me.
Ellie, are we going to learn all about what Dr. Jill does?
Yeah.
What do you think Dr. Jill does?
She helps people and she's really nice.
Curator Steph with another Quick Connect. And I'm here today with Jill Thompson of Choice Chiropractic. And so excited to be with you, Jill, and learn a little bit more about it. And this was just something neat for me. I was telling Dr. Jill that everything I've done, acupuncture, you name it, and I've never been to a chiropractor, which is kind of funny considering all the different things that I've done that I haven't. So I just got a chance to spend some time. So let's just get to know a little bit more about you. So Jill, tell us about you and how you got into chiropractic.
I always wanted to be a chiropractor. From high school, I feel like it picked me. I always knew that that's what I wanted to do. I want to do something with natural health care. And so it's pretty much all there is to the story. Well, then I was in a car accident and right out of high school, so I was actually able to experience chiropractic firsthand. So that really set the deal.
So how long have you been in practice?
Since 2005.
Okay.
And then I met my husband, and that's when I moved here. So I've been in this office for just under a year now.
Oh, wow. So that's right. You have quite a story, a journey, right, of coming here and kind of having to reestablish. Can you talk a little bit about that? Because one of the biggest things about what I do in my business is about how you sort of have to sometimes reinvent yourself and how building on connections, it's okay if you learn to use your skills and then you can sort of go out there, rebuild your connections, and keep yourself going. So talk a little bit about that move, because we had a good conversation about that.
Yeah, when I moved here, I did not know anybody, and it was so different than back home from a small town. All I knew is when I was looking at business plans, there were 1 million people here, and that was just terrifying to me because I thought, back home, my family, I grew up there, I knew most people. If I'd go to the store, I'd see at least a few people I knew. So here I was just a fish out of water. I didn't know anybody. It was very overwhelming. But as I started networking, started meeting more people, I got a lot more comfortable.
Another thing that I think is so interesting is, and I'm just like you, I really believe in practicing wellness and preventative and trying to make sure that it's not about just when you're sick. So you have a lot of information about that, and I think that's one of the things it seems like you're very passionate about with your business.
Yeah, I do a membership practice because I want people they just pay one low monthly fee. That way, if they want to come in, if they're not feeling well, if they got the sniffles or the children or one of them got sick at school, they won't hesitate to come in. They're not worried about the money, because if we can keep them well, then they're not at home all week long sick, or then the whole family keeps going around the family, and mom and dad are homesick now. So if I can just help keep their immune system stronger, just keep their body working like it's supposed to so it can heal like it's supposed to and have a better chance to fight off anything that's going on.
Yeah, I think that's so great. That's another thing that in what we're doing in the Curate You program is trying to encourage people, you have to take care of yourself, number one. And number two, be mindful that sometimes it's okay to go out and get resources and to build yourself up a group of individuals that you can say, you know what, you're my so-and-so that I go to for help with this. And so I'm really trying to teach people to get that arsenal.
Right. Yeah, I have that arsenal for myself personally. And it's nice that I have those connections that I can refer my practice members to as well.
Yeah. That's awesome. And just so everybody knows, I did, because Dr. Jill, we're going to talk a little bit about this. One of the other things that attracted me is she works with children, and that was something I was not really much aware of when it comes to doing things with chiropractic. So my little one, the Chief Wee McPhee, is wandering around here today, and she's got a chance to kind of see some things and to play with, your chief, I guess, right? Brutus, that I'm sure is in charge around here. And so let's talk a little bit about your work with kids and why you think that's so important, because I love your mentality and your thought behind that.
Well, honestly, it's a lot easier to take care of children because they don't have all the stresses of years and years of poor health or their body growing weaker to correct. So it's a lot easier for me to adjust a child and to see the benefits of them staying healthier and not getting sick during, I guess, flu season, during sick season when all their classmates are. So it's easier to take care of the kids than it is, I always say, than fixing a broken adult, because we just keep taking all this, like you said, taking care of yourself. Most people don't stop to do that.
Are you going to show us around the office? This is where you come and you can play while you wait. That's where you get adjusted. We're not going to adjust you right now. See, look, I can show you here's a toy that's just like what I use. See, this is what I use to adjust. It's just loud. You don't even feel anything. And this is a pretend one. It's a toy one. The kids get to play with that when they come. Now the chiropractor does. You want me to show you? Let me show you remember you said that on the body over there? The spine? Can I show you on that? And we can get the baby. Have a baby, we can pretend we're adjusting the baby. Let me go grab the baby. See, I'm gonna check your spine and make sure everything's in place. And so your brain can talk to your body through your nerves. So when you get adjusted, you lay right here, and I'll check your little feet, and I'll check your neck. And if it's out of place, I use my little clicker, and I'll just give it a little click, and then we'll turn her on her back, check her little feet and her little hips. Yeah, exactly. You want to adjust her? You can adjust her back with your clicker. Good job. Now she's healthier. Well, I just make sure that they're aligned properly, because when there's interference in the nervous system, it can cause health issues and other things to show up. So I want to make sure that they're growing up as healthy as they can. It's a lot easier to take care of growing children than fix broken adults. How I do it. You want me to show you how to do it on Brutus? I just check his spine just like this. See? That's all I'm going to do.
So as I was just talking to Dr. Jill, one of the other things that we do as part of the Curate You program is I have a mantra. I always say, make sure you do one thing a day to curate yourself. And that could be something simple. It could be taking just a moment of quiet. It could be reading a book. And so the reason for that is all these different things that we could do, such as maybe it is coming and getting a chiropractor, whatever it might be. But what I want to know from you is, what are some things you give wonderful service and you help people take care? What are some things that you do to take care of yourself?
I do, well, I try to practice what I preach, because I tell all my patients, I talk about the health pie, the 5 pieces of the health pie. And of course, chiropractic is one. So I make sure I get my spine checked at least once a week. And if something's off or I'm feeling kind of off, I may go more than once. Having a balanced diet, massage is super good. And I do ear seating as well. That's something that's really helps me a lot, just to stay calm. And I listen to a lot of audiobooks, and that's what I do in the mornings when I get up. I might listen to it for 30 minutes, or it might be 2 hours. But as I'm getting ready, as I'm showering, everything, my morning, I have my audiobook playing, because that kind of, and it's not, it's always something I'm learning something from it. But I'll listen to it, and it kind of takes my mind somewhere else. So then I'm not focusing on any stressful thoughts or anything like, oh, the day, it's kind of my relaxing time. So.
Oh, that's awesome. And again, I think it's so important. I mean, you seem to, know what you need and what gets you there. And that's one of the things that I know, especially now having this new little person in my life, I'm having to sort of retrain. And I think even as we get different, hitting my 40s, I've sort of had to figure out what are the new things, like sitting, like you said, like auditory, I'm better. If I have to read something, I'm going to fall asleep. It's funny. So I love that. And I think one of the last things I want to talk about, because we are in an organization called BNI, and it's all about building connections and networking. So can you just talk a little bit, and I know you mentioned that, but just how powerful you feel like and important it is to build connections, especially with what you do, because people have to trust you, right?
Yeah, and without BNI, I would probably still be lost, because I have not only met the people in our chapter, but I've been comfortable enough knowing that we had that connection. Like, they're another BNI member, I can go outside of our chapter and introduce myself to those folks as well. So it's definitely helped me meet a lot more people in this area and be comfortable and have that arsenal in my back pocket for, if I needed a massage therapist, if, I have a handful of them that I could refer to, depending on the side of town or what exactly the practice member needs, as well as, and I didn't touch on this earlier, how important sleep is and exercise. And those, everyone knows that, but it's important to make it a priority. And I know someone that can focus to help you sleep better, if you're not getting that improvement through chiropractic, as well as, personal trainers and gyms that you can go to. So.
Yeah, I think that was one of the things, is that I didn't realize, like, doing referrals is kind of something we all tend to do anyway, right? You meet somebody and you say, oh, you need this, and I know somebody. So the powerful piece of that to me has just been something I think BNI has put an organized perspective to it that I never thought about.
Developing those relationships that you can trust.
Right.
So that's really the biggest part.
Right. And I also have something I love to tell people that, and I think BNI has proven this beyond a doubt, that you're usually only 2 people away from a person that will absolutely change your life. And I tell that story specifically about how I got into BNI, because it was 2 people that kept saying you need to do it, and I always talk about Melissa Rose, the one that got me in, and so here I am. Well,
awesome. Well, I'm glad you're here. That you're here. I would say you've changed my life, because I get to know you.
Oh, that's... So just real quickly, if you could just give, especially as we are always busy, I think there is never a time that people aren't busy nowadays. I used to laugh, like, I don't know if you remember back in the days that people would say, I'm going to do that in my downtime. And I don't know what downtime is anymore.
I'm not so busy.
Okay, so if you could, just as I was saying, as we're in this sort of finding downtime, give everybody just like your one little piece of advice that you live by to keep yourself, like when you start feeling, I'm a little overwhelmed and crazy, what is one thing that you can do to find your center?
I would say actually remembering that it's not about me, because I'm here to serve others, and when I get lost in that stress, that's personal. That's about me. It's not about helping others. So when I remind myself of that, my purpose, then it gives it all a whole new light.
Oh, that's awesome. I think that's so true. We get out of our own way sometimes, too. I love that. Well, Dr. Jill, thank you so much for showing us around and for letting the wee one and I come in and have a little fun. We'll have to put the office back together here a little bit. Maybe replenish the stickers, but I really do want to encourage everybody, if you haven't had a chance, Dr. Jill's amazing, and we had so much fun being here, and so thank you so much. And everybody just stay tuned. We'll be seeing one of these every week. Every Tuesday, one of these will be posting of the group, and we'll be highlighting some of the local businesses that will hopefully be able to curate you. So thank you so much, Dr. Jill.
Thank you.
All right. Now remember, everybody, do one thing a day to curate you. Bye.